Welcome to 𝗂𝗹 Talk series, your inside look into life at 𝗂𝗹. I'm Coach Beth. In every episode, we sit down with our leaders, recruiters, and team members to talk about career growth, work culture, industry insights, and everything in between. It is 2026, and the conversation around AI has shifted. We are no longer asking if AI will replace us. We're looking at a reality where professionals who use AI are replacing those who don't. To help us cut through the hype and understand how to truly thrive, I am joined today in the studio by our Chief Delivery Officer, 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏. Welcome, Vlad. It's great seeing you again.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So, Vlad, can you tell us more about you? How long have you been with 𝗂𝗹? And tell us more about your role as a delivery officer.
Well, I have been with 𝗂𝗹 for about a year, and again, my responsibility is basically leading our software delivery arm of business, working closely with the clients, expanding our services, and basically delivering results for them, should it be on software engineering services or expansion of their support services, but also expanding and adapting the AI practices as we are currently witnessing.
Just the trend, nowadays. Yeah. So, Vlad, as our Chief Delivery Officer, you oversee how our talent delivers value to global clients. So there's a lot of anxiety out there. I'm not sure if you can feel that, but let's start with the big picture. How has AI fundamentally changed the landscape of remote work over the last couple of years?
I believe it's obvious thing on the table. It's productivity. It's something that's really visible across the board, and especially if you compare some engagements where AI adoption is low, comparing to some engagements, some projects, some solutioning where we have deep adoption of AI strategy, AI tooling. It used to be that just requirements gathering, elicitation took quite a lot of time. Now, even individual engineers can have so much capacity and so much tooling at their hand that it took in the past just little teams for doing this. And it is definitely a shift. Another shift which comes with this, it's almost like a request from our client towards solutions, not necessarily engineers, not just give me the team of 2-3 engineers, they will be working on this direction, but rather addressing some business technical need or creating some solution from scratch. And again, AI provides this flexibility of very quickly expanding from requirements to development, to testing, deployment, and beyond.
Yeah, that's really a great perspective. So AI is clearly transforming how we work, and understanding that shift is key actually to staying relevant and competitive, right? So many professionals are worried that AI will replace jobs. So I think there's a scare out there. So how do you view that concern, and what do you think people should focus on instead?
I believe that maybe this question should be a little bit repositioned differently. It's not so much about being replaced. I would say that definitely AI will not replace everyone.
I agree.
But at the same time, people who are more capable and more adaptable to AI most probably will be more successful and may replace someone who is not adapting this change. And in many regards, it's almost like if you can beat this, you must join them. And this AI shift that we are seeing, it really dictates to invest more in learning, invest more in upskilling yourself in order to be relevant. The good news, of course, is that learning right now is much easier than it used to be. It used to be really just very long learning curve to get into some technology domain. Now, learning AI tooling, should it be even agentic AI, it's much easier, and there are a ton of ways of doing this. But yes, getting relevant, keeping learning, it's critical.
Right. So rather than fearing AI, it's important that we should focus on adapting, learning AI, and also leveraging it as a tool for growth, right? So as a Chief Delivery Officer, how are you seeing AI impact software development, customer support, virtual assistants, and other roles across the organization?
Well, yeah, of course, for software delivery organization, developers are the most obvious folks who are affected positively by AI adoption. Something that, as I mentioned, something that could take really sometimes days now can be done in hours, which is great benefit. And of course, developers now can use either just prompting, implementing new code, doing testing, doing validation of some requirements. Or it can be just using some agentic AI, even delegating some work on agents, which can improve performance of the outcomes on much larger scale. In many regards, it's the biggest impact, and that's where all these news are happening about improving our software delivery throughput with developers. But speaking about other roles, especially roles that we have at 𝗏𝗏𝗃, I would say that some roles can even benefit even more than engineers. For instance, it can be, accountants can now analyze much more data than they used to. Our marketing team can leverage a lot for SEO analysis, market research, maybe ideation, and frankly, even creating some content that could be validated and proofread. Similarly, virtual assistants can leverage from creating summaries, working on scheduling, etc. Agents or not agents, but really, it's a big shift and positive one in all areas.
Yeah, and it's important to be adaptable to this shift. It's something positive. So. Yeah, it's just fascinating how AI is influencing these roles, creating opportunities for us to work smarter, and of course, delivering greater value to the clients. So let's get highly practical, because our viewers want actionable value. So you work closely with various departments. So what are the best AI tools and actual workflows you see successful remote workers using right now? So let's break it down by role, starting with our software developers.
Well, for software developers, of course, it's I would say that a lot of people probably on this who are listening to this, probably areas, tools which are being used are obvious. Claude Code, ChatGPT, Codex. Of course, it can be Cursor, or it can be Gemini, or it can be GitHub Copilot. Really, just a set of tools that make our engineers much more effective.
Yeah.
Selection of the tool, it depends heavily on the requirements from our clients. Sometimes our clients really just prefer some set of tools, but internally we are currently adopting heavily usage of Claude Code, but at the same time we even experiment with Klein, etc., with other tools. So it is, I would say, it's typical set of tools. Yeah. For other non-software delivery people, it can be different set.
What about for non-tech roles like VAs, customer support, and accountants?
For BAs, Claude Code, it's still very instrumental. In fact, that's something that we recently launched a pilot where our internal business analysts, our product managers can leverage aggressively from building PRDs, project requirements documentation, leveraging Claude Code, ideating, creating some user UI prototypes which can be used by developers versus just creating some screenshots or creating elaborate documents. So it is definitely Claude. For accountants, virtual assistants, I would say it's more depends on the task that they're doing. Generally, ChatGPT heavily used, especially for virtual assistants, for customer support people. Another area, it can be OpenClaw, which can be extremely productive, but at the same time it requires careful consideration, and not necessarily it can be leveraged without any confirmation with the client. But again, these areas, it's something that all of us on this call can leverage heavily. If we invest into learning and adapting those AI tools, we can be very productive and really very competitive on the market working with our clients. So it really depends heavily on the skill set. Yeah.
So for our viewers, I hope you take note of those tools. You can keep that actually in your toolkit. So with AI becoming more capable, what uniquely human skills do you think are irreplaceable?
No, of
and
course
even
not.
more important in the future.
Yeah, I believe that, I believe that shift is really towards solutioning, towards critical thinking, if you will,
Yes.
business acumen. It is something that will become even more critical, because at the end of the day, something that we are seeing from our clients, they are not lowering their standard towards deliverables. They are not lowering expectations to us. I would say that these expectations are even higher. But at the same time, they are coming to us, as I mentioned, not with give me the team of X engineers or give me this team composition, but rather I have this particular challenge. I have this business issues that I need to address, and whomever is more proactive in this regard, understanding what client is asking, solutioning, it's very critical.
Yeah.
Another area is, of course, continuous self-education, because really if the business domain requires some particular skills in some technology or some industry, it is important to keep
Yes,
keep
and
in the loop.
to continually upskill.
True.
Yeah, that is right. So that's a powerful reminder that while technology continues to evolve, so there are traits like empathy, creativity. You mentioned about critical thinking and
interaction, frankly,
yeah,
human interaction, and it is.
These traits actually remain timeless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
even more so, I would say, because I would not say that AI may commoditize a lot of technical, advances towards new solutions. But human interaction, business acumen, critical thinking, common sense will be even more important. So it is.
Yes.
I would heavily invest in those areas as much as possible. Besides catching up with AI.
And these qualities can be developed, right?
I believe that they have to.
Yes.
And because really, in many regards, probably you would agree on some of technology folks may be a little bit, I would say, just hiding behind technology. I would say now understanding solutions, understanding business problem would be more and more critical, because after all, AI is just a tool. It doesn't replace anything beyond actual execution. This tool has to be used properly with proper context.
I agree. So looking ahead to the next 2 to 3 years, the technology is only going to evolve faster. So how can a remote professional in the Philippines future-proof their career and stay highly competitive for premium US clients?
I would say that first, it's just to start with getting comfortable with AI. And it is not, if I may recommend, not kind of like next month or next year, but really now. And again, it should not be scary. It should be just adapting some of the tools and trying some first steps. Another thing, trying agentic AI. And again, I'm excited really about this, that learning curve is much shorter than it used to be, and basically trying. Secondly, it's of course to expand your, as I mentioned, this business understanding of the domain that you're working on, basically building your professional expertise and continue doing this. Again, AI will not replace understanding of
one thing for sure.
Of what has to be done. After all, people are going to write the prompts. AI only is addressing these prompts.
Yeah.
And lastly, keep self-education and leveraging AI as much as possible. So basically, it kind of like dictated by our clients who are currently reaching us and kind of like raising the bar for our throughput, but also quality.
Yeah. So continuous learning has never been more important. So usually the professionals who stay curious and adaptable will be the ones who will thrive.
Who will win? Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So for someone who hasn't started using AI yet, what are practical ways they can begin incorporating it into their daily work today? So this is for you if you haven't started learning AI.
Oh, there are such people. I'm kidding, of course, but interesting thing that really we just recently made the survey of AI adoption, and of course, most, I would say just most, if not all, people already started using AI in some capacity. But at the same time, it's one thing that you just use AI to, I don't know, just beautify some responses by email or something, but another that you use something AI for your day-to-day work. And frankly, I think that there are two main aspects. One is just to start with some tangible, meaningful task, not something that would be out of your day-to-day work, because eventually you probably would start and drop this because it's not relevant to your work, and all of us have this 9-to-5 activities that we need to address. We cannot just play with something else outside of our work. So I would recommend just taking some tangible work tasks that you have at your plate on the daily basis and try to use AI to address this. Should it be, I don't know, making some research? For developers, it's very obvious, but for other folks, it can be some analysis, or maybe even creating some AI persona that you can collaborate and, if you will, even brainstorm something. And another thing is, of course, expanding beyond that using agentic AI. I know it's the next step, but I would say we are way beyond just prompting aspect. For developers, it's already almost a must. It's not that you just send some prompt, receive some response, and that's a successful engagement with AI. Agentic AI really changes landscape of work in all areas. So it is important at least to get some understanding on this. Frankly, I think that people who are adopting AI quickly will be very well for the next definitely 5-10 years for sure, and at the same time it is not something that as complex as it sounds for us.
So take note, AI doesn't have to be overwhelming, right? So sometimes the best way to learn a new tool is to just simply begin with small everyday tasks and just give it a try. And
some really tangible and practical tasks. It's most important, because really we have some cases where mostly engineers can tackle some. Let me start building some, I don't know, almost like a pet project, etc. But then it may be heavy lifting, especially if you're starting. If you're already with AI for a long period of time, it's not applicable. But for starting something tangible, you can see the first results, and it's just
I agree. So what excites you the most about the future of AI?
Obviously, it's I would say opportunities that we have right now. Frankly, it's a twofold opportunity on the business side, because really more and more businesses now open to implement something that wasn't available before. Basically, they just seeing that now they can afford a lot of solutions that they haven't had a chance even consider before, because of cost and speed of the development. And for us, it's basically a result of this. Right now we are seeing a lot of clients who are coming with us even with some wipe-coded solutions, where they just would like to move this to production, and it is exciting to see this trend. And outside of opportunity, I would say it's a democratization, if you will, of the landscape. Because look at this. Now individual engineers or individual accountants or virtual assistants, etc., have so much capabilities that previously it would require whole departments. Sometimes, for instance, now engineer leveraging some AI agents can have really tester ad hoc, requirements manager preparing requirements, and really can delegate a lot of tasks that previously wasn't possible without building big teams. This democratization really, it's something that clients are seeing, and basically it's a good synergy. And as always in IT, probably people who are watching this, probably you would remember previous waves of new technologies, new trends, where kind of like a custom development was replaced by more what you see is what you get. Then it was like it just changes all the architectures and move into the cloud, etc. Each time such wave brought a lot of new engineering needs and new tasks, but at the same time shift of the directions will happen. AI magnifies this, and we just need to be adapting quickly.
Right. Yes, and it's actually fascinating how AI can enhance human potential and not replace it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So V, are you ready for a rapid fire segment? I'm not sure if you've done this before, but it's actually it's like a fast talk. So I'll be asking you a series of quick questions, and your challenge is to answer with the first thing that comes to mind. No overthinking. No overthinking, just fast and honest responses. So let's start with one AI tool everyone should try.
Claude.
Okay. Biggest AI myth.
That probably that AI will replace all people.
Skill that's underrated today.
Critical thinking, I would say.
And one habit every professional should develop. Just one habit.
I would say continuous learning. It's even more critical than before. It used to be critical because really just to be relevant. Now it's like on steroids. Yeah.
I agree. And last, are you an AI optimist or AI realist?
I would say realistic optimist, if I may say so. Really, AI brings a lot of benefits, but at the same time, as something that I started at the beginning, it may replace some activities if people are not adopting AI fast enough. And it means that somebody who is more successful in this adoption may really just be more successful
and
in thrive and really be very well for the next years to come. I would say that just generally opportunities and business landscape changes are more positive for companies which are providing software engineering services or supporting services. But at the same time, AI, it's a big player. We just, but frankly, probably last thing that for CodeV, we are aggressively upskilling our engineering team, our operations team with AI. We have waves of this upskilling outside of day-to-day activities that those engineers, those people are performing to our clients. And it gives excellent results, and I just welcome everyone, maybe reach me or just really just raise the hand about this training and capabilities.
We thank you so much for your time and great insights. So the biggest takeaway from our chat with Vladimir is simple. AI won't replace you, but a professional using AI will. Today, clients don't just pay for manual tasks, they pay for critical thinking. To stay relevant, don't run away from AI. Adopt it as your superpower. Combine these tech tools with their unique human strengths, and you will always be ahead of the curve. That wraps up another episode of CodeV Talk series. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to like, follow, and share. Check out our open remote roles for developers, accountants, VAs, and support specialists in the description below. Don't just work, thrive with CodeV, where global careers are built for growth. This is Coach Beth. See you in the next CodeV Talk series.
Thank you.